Fronted by indie games that break the mold and seem to strive for doing something new or unique, there are always a few questions that arise in the gaming community, such as, should video games be considered art? How do you judge if a game is worth the price it is selling for? And damn, why didn't I think of that? The game I will be reviewing today, Sayonara Wild Hearts, is an interesting little video game and the sort of thing that makes people wonder about the potential of the medium. Before I jump into my review though, I'd love to know your thoughts on all this. Whether it be during or after the video, feel free to voice your opinions in the comments below. With that out of the way, let's jump in. Sayonara Wild Hearts, developed by Simogo and published by Annapurna Interactive, is a multi-genre experience referring to itself as a pop album video game. Starring a young woman who has experienced some sort of devastating heartbreak, the game leans heavily into a tarot deck motif and has your character, the Fool, chasing down other tarot card biker ladies. To do so, you control the Fool as she runs, flies, or drives through a series of levels. As you avoid obstacles, aim for collectible hearts to rack up points, and press buttons in time to jump to a new platform or attack an enemy, each part of the game is set to different songs that match the mood of a particular encounter. Now, I'm just gonna say it, but I think that of all the games I've covered on my channel, this is probably the most unique one, and the sort of thing that will be a clear-cut love it or hate it experience. When it comes to my enjoyment of the game, I absolutely loved it. I love the surreal aesthetic, I love the infectious music, I love the breakneck speed, and I absolutely loved the gameplay that keeps you guessing. A mix of platforming, rhythm, action, and music, it manages to be all of these things, yet something completely different all at the same time. Self-described as a pop album video game, this is actually a really good term for it, as it definitely feels like you're playing through a surreal music video that has you zooming down the road on a motorcycle 1 minute and sailing up a neon-colored river the next. Throw in a story that, while hard to nail down exactly, has to do with fighting internal demons and overcoming mental hurdles, and you have a really memorable experience. However, for all the reasons that I love the game, I can easily see it not being other people's sort of thing too. For instance, if you are not too into the high energy music, collecting that takes super quick response times, or surreal environments that make up the game world, then this game is probably not for you. Likewise, with the whole thing being a pretty short experience, and the sort of thing you would play for the feeling, not the story, I can see this being a turnoff for some people as well. What do I mean by the feeling? Well, unless you get into the groove or you are one with the rhythm of the gameplay and the music, levels will probably be frustrating experiences where you keep hitting your head against the wall instead of enjoying your time with the game. Finally, and perhaps a bit of a contradiction, but some people might find the gameplay to be too simple. Well, this game is the sort of thing that takes fast reaction times, memorization, etc. The whole game is played by moving the character around and using a single button, giving it a mobile game feel, I guess you could call it, that some people might not be too fond of. In the end though, despite some flaws, Sayonara Wild Hearts is a game that I had a blast with and really recommend. If my review is quite short and perhaps sounds a bit lacking, I do apologize, but I just feel like there isn't really much to be said. The game really lays out everything out there quite clearly, so if, as I have been talking and showing gameplay, your interest doesn't pique, then I'm pretty sure you'll like the game. Filled with colorful, surreal visuals, awesome music, and fast-paced gameplay that's ever-changing to keep you on your toes, Sayonara Wild Hearts is the type of game that isn't trying to trick your heart, but is confident enough in itself that you will love it if it is meant to be. But hey, that's just my opinion. And remember, don't take anything I say too seriously. After all, I'm just the Wannabe Reviewer. Thanks for watching.